got children heading to university in the next few years, the student loan system is completely changed. It's shocking how much as parents we are expected to pay and how much interest accrues. If you don't believe me, watch this clip.
In
2022 from Nottingham.
2022 from Nottingham. And how much did you borrow?
So I borrowed in total £55,000.
How much have you paid back?
I've paid back around about £10,000.
How much do you owe now?
£72,000.
Oh.
So since graduating, I've been full-time as a doctor, so I'm now in my 4th year. Every month comes out of my paycheck, about £250, roughly about £3,000 a year, and despite that, it's still going up.
The repayment threshold is frozen to £25,000 till 2027. The threshold used to be 27,000, 30,000, but is now reduced to 25,000 and is frozen till 2027. And as wages go up, our children are expected to pay more towards their student loans. The children pay 9% of the wages over this £25,000 threshold. So if your child was a basic taxpayer, this is what they would pay in taxes. And if your child was a higher rate taxpayer out of university, this is what they would pay. That's over 60% of their wages going towards taxes. And it's actually the middle earners who end up paying the most. So if your wages were under 25,000, you do not pay any of the loan amount back. And say if your children did very well and they earned over £300,000, they pay 9% of their wages over 25. So that's a big gap. So they pay off their student loan off quicker. But it's the middle earners who would have the 9% taken off their wages for a longer period of time. The student loan is wiped off after 40 years. Previously, it used to be 30 years. So any student who started from 2023 in England and Wales, it's the type 5 student loan. So the loan is wiped off after 40 years. So which means most of their adult working life, they pay 9% more in taxes. The student loan is quite different from other loans. If you move countries, you still have to pay off your student loan. So if our child started working in the US or whatever, they still would have to pay off your student loan. And as parents, we are expected to contribute too. The student loan element that the children get only covers the tuition fees, which is under £10,000 per year. That's standard across all universities. So it only helps pay towards the tuition fees. And the living loan element is means tested per family. If the household wage is under £25,000, then the students get a living loan element that's added to their tuition fees as well. But if the family income is over £25,000, the living loan element starts tapering and it stops completely when the household income is around £60,000. And depending on where our children go to university, it can be around £10,000 if they're outside London and close to £15,000 if they are in London. So what should we do as parents to help towards this? First is to be prepared for the parental contribution towards a living loan, which is roughly between 10 and 15,000 per child per academic year. The other thing is if you're fortunate enough to be able to help your child towards a student loan repayment, the type 5, the type 2 student loan, the clip that I showed you is from the type 2 student loan. So that is slightly different. This type 5 student loan, the interest rate is set at inflation. So in real terms, it's not costing the child any more money. So if the wages go up, the inflation goes up, that keeps in line with inflation. So it does not cost them any more money over the years. And because a type 5 student loan, even though it sounds awful, it's still one of the better loans out there. It might be better to help your children stop other forms of borrowing, maybe help towards a mortgage or a car purchase, or even put saving towards their pension. That will give you more bang for your buck than to help them pay off their student loan earlier. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. If you have young children, you definitely need a will in the UK. And here's a video on how to make a will in the UK. I'll see you in the next video.